From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Saturday, August 8th, 2015. Silver is trading at $14.84 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,094 per ounce. And according to BitcoinAverage.com, the average price of Bitcoin is $274. Antiwar.com reports Israeli Defense Minister Moshe Yaalon on Friday loudly condemned the P5+1 nuclear deal with Iran, calling it appeasement and insisting it was a historic mistake that the world would pay a terrible price for. As usual, he talked up the use of military force against Iran. He also talked up assassinating Iranian scientists. When asked about the past killings and whether Israel will kill more scientists, Yaalon declared that the killings were just Israel defending ourselves, adding, "I am not responsible for the lives of Iranian scientists." Though Israel never publicly officially confirmed the killings, they were implicated in 5 different assassinations of Iranian scientists from 2012 to 2014. Israeli politicians, despite this being a secret, often reference the killings as proof of their seriousness about Iran. Though Yaalon did not dispute the assessment by Israeli intelligence agencies that Iran isn't working on nuclear weapons, he talked up the idea of threatening to attack Iran if they don't dismantle their civilian program, saying Iran should view complete abandonment of nuclear technology as a matter of survival. ExpressCoin is the best choice for buying Bitcoin, Litecoin, Dogecoin, and more. ExpressCoin prides themselves on their customer service, so much so that the back end on the website should allow them to be even more focused on your needs. Get started at expresscoin.fppradio.com. UPI reports James Holmes, the man who gunned down a dozen people at a midnight premiere of The Dark Knight Rises 3 years ago, was sentenced by a Colorado jury on Friday to life in prison without the possibility of parole. The jury announced earlier Friday that it had agreed on the punishment for Holmes' conviction, which the same jury handed down last month. Holmes was spared death for the bloody 2012 massacre at an Aurora, Colorado movie theater in which 12 people died and 70 were wounded. Holmes was convicted by the same jury last month on 24 counts of first-degree murder and 140 counts of attempted murder. The 9-woman, 3-man jury rejected the defense's argument that Holmes was insane at the time of the shootings. The jury did not deliberate for long on determining Holmes' punishment. The panel began weighing Holmes' fate Thursday and announced they had reached a decision early Friday. Before the sentence was read, the relatively brief deliberation indicated to some that the jury had decided to put Holmes to death, as it usually takes longer to reach a decision if even one juror objects to the death sentence. For over 35 years, Roberts & Roberts has been a trusted source for buying and selling your investment-grade precious metals. They also take Bitcoin for precious metal purchases and permanently removed the minimum purchase order for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Roberts & Roberts today for knowledgeable advice on investing and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 850-478-5270 or online at rrbi.co. Reuters reports the Chicago Police Department agreed on Friday to outside monitoring of stop and frisk searches by its officers following a report that found they checked a disproportionate number of minorities and made more stops than their peers in other cities. The second largest U.S. police department will begin keeping more data about the stops, including the race, ethnicity, and gender of those stopped, the reason for the stop, and their outcome. The data will be shared with the American Civil Liberties Union and with a former U.S. magistrate judge who will issue public reports twice a year on the department's use of the stop and frisk tactic and assess whether the police force is complying with U.S. law. Chicago police agreed to step up supervision and discipline of officers who violate department protocol and to boost training about appropriate stops. Police Superintendent Gary McCarthy said, "It is imperative that we use every tool and resource in a way that is not only lawful but respectful of the residents we serve." Chicago police have been struggling with a spike in violent crime this year, with 252 murders reported as of late July, up 21% from the same period a year ago. Reported shooting incidents are also up by 16%, although property crime, including burglary and theft, are down significantly. The agreement incorporated the bulk of the recommendations in the ACLU report, according to a statement by the department and the group. This has been FPP Radio News, online at fppradio.com.